let's talk about why I decided to start me a YouTube page where I research stocks, I talk about stocks, and I may talk about other things in between, like I'm talking about right now. Um, One reason I got on, one reason I decided to start me a YouTube page was because I have some knowledge when it comes to stocks. I am not a expert at all, and since I said that, let me say this: I am not a financial expert, nor am I a financial advisor. I'm just one of those people. I do like looking up stocks, especially once I get into a lane and it's something that I enjoy doing. Then that drives me. So with that being said, again, one reason I decided to start my YouTube page and start talking about stocks because I think a lot of people are scared to get started, or they don't know about it, or you have some people who claim they don't know about it when they actually do know about it, but they're just scared basically, to go ahead and get started. And I'm just not one of those people. If it's something like that I don't mind doing and I want to learn about, then you would see me go ahead and get started. I call myself a professional starter. I'm not afraid to get started doing anything. And what's funny is that I've always known about stocks or the stock market, or I at least say I heard of it. I heard about it, especially growing up, even as I got into adulthood, but I didn't have anyone to necessarily talk to about it, or anyone to come to me about it and talk to me about it and show me about the stock market and whatnot. So, later on, I got involved in a group or a business, should I say, that invest in stocks. They do trading, mostly trading. It was mostly trading, and then all of that led me to where I'm at now, just now where I'm talking about stocks and everything. And I like researching, like if there's something I don't know about and I want to know about it, that's a difference. And I want to know about it, then I just start doing my research. I look things up, and if it sounds good to me, I may be that one that jump in. And I'm saying all of this to say that even if it's something that you don't know, you're not confident in, the best thing to do is sometimes just jump in head first and go ahead and get started doing that. Just read up on it, right? I've read up enough on stocks to know that, okay, well, I know how to buy them, I know how to sell them, right? Now, again, am I an expert at it? No way. I'm nowhere near an expert on stocks. But I did my research and I know what to look for when it comes to stocks and companies, and look at the metrics and whatnot about that company. And there are certain things, that points that I look for. And that's how I decided to start my YouTube page. I found out, like, hey, if I see this term, ooh, what does that term right there mean? I write it down, do more research on it to the point where, oh, now I understand. And then I make it more so into a beginner translation so that I can understand it better and so that I can talk about it, right? And again, that's why I have this YouTube page. This YouTube page is more so, it's a beginner friendly, and it's something where you know about this, you know enough to definitely go ahead and get started talking to other people and telling them about it, and you're hoping that they do find this page, right? There are other YouTubers out there. There's plenty of YouTubers, as we all know, that talk about stocks and talk about a whole lot more, and they probably have been in the game way longer than I have. So did I watch some of their videos? I did a little, I did. But once I start learning myself, it's like, you know what, now let me get on my own and start learning the things that I need to learn so that I can be better educated, right? I don't stay like too long on one particular person and whatnot, except if they got good content, then yeah, I check you out every time. But that being said, I'm like, you know what, let me do the same thing and do it in my own way. Let me be able to get on here and explain how to research stocks and what to look for, but explain it in my own way, because I like to, the way I learn, I'm more so of a step-by-step person. Like, step 1, here's what you do. Step 2, do this next. Step 3, now do this. Step 4, okay, you get it, now do this. Step 5, step 6, step 7. You get where I'm going with that. I'm that person, right? And I've gained a lot of knowledge with different things I have done, or different things I paid for, so that I can get a better understanding of things. But I can definitely tell you with all of them, and I can easily catch on, don't get me wrong, but I can tell you with all of them, there was necessarily a step 1, do this, step 2, do that, step 3. I use my brain and kind of like, okay, I know what I need to do and whatnot. But some people, and it depends on what it is, we're all not built like that. There are some things where I do need a step 1, step 2, step 3. There are some things I can catch on just like that. And with my page, I'm hoping to reach the right people, and those who do need their hands held with a step 1, step 2, step 3 process. Now, will all my videos be a step 1, step 2, step 3? Not necessarily, but a majority of them will be, right? And that's where I'm coming from. Again, the biggest thing is not to be afraid to get started. I don't care if it's even if it's not about stocks. Maybe you may be that person, you may be watching this video, but maybe you don't want to know about stocks. That's fine. But get started, right? What you don't want to do is look back, and I know we hear this all the time. It no matter what it is, you're going to hear this. You don't want to look back and have regrets on the things that you could have done, the things you should have done, but you didn't do. And I have been there. I wish I had known, especially when I was younger, about the stock market. And during that time, I didn't necessarily think it wasn't for me, because my background didn't say it was for me. My background, it didn't say that. But again, I may have thought that it was for other people. I'm not saying who other people are, but that's for other people. But when you're not educated and there's no one around you talking to you about it, then you're going to assume like, well, it's not for me, or you're not going to try to pursue it, right? And I didn't do that. Again, I didn't realize it, I didn't get informed about it until maybe, really informed about it about 3 or 4 years ago, where I said, oh, okay, well, let me see what's up with it. Let me start doing my own thing, And since then, I love this space. I really do. I really love this space, and I think a lot of people should love it as well. And the funny thing about it is, when you're in situations, or depending on your lifestyle, when it comes to your finances, things like that, everyone should be investing in stocks or some form of, or have some form of financial education, and find the tools or the products that's best for you. So just working, that's not enough. Putting your money in the bank, your money does not grow in the bank. You need to have investments, right? If you're that person that that where you are is not where you're supposed to be, but you're not necessarily doing the things that you need to do to get you to the next level, then investing in stocks, learning the terminology, doing your research is the best thing that you need to be doing right now, okay? If you're listening to this, if you're listening to me right now, and I'm telling you, I am telling you what you need to be doing. Again, I'm not a financial expert nor a financial advisor. I just know that I want to get to the next level. And getting to the next level is not going to happen if I'm just working and putting my money in a bank and not investing. That's real important, period. I don't know how more to say it, or a better way to say it. You need to be investing. Most people do, when they do start investing, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be investing in stocks, into the stock market. And you need to have those tools. You need to have people like me or whoever you choose or wherever you choose to go to inform you on how to research the stocks, how to start investing in the stocks. Like, you need to do that. And that's more important than ever, because you're not going to get to the next level if you're not doing the things that you need to do to get there. And I'm gonna keep saying this: you cannot be scared to do it. And I think that's one of the main things that holds a lot of people back, because they're so scared, fearful to jump in and do anything. And the funny thing about it, that first step right there, once you jump in and go ahead and do it, it's over from there, because now you're in it. Now it's kind of like, okay, well, what do I do next? You know what I mean? And you're doing yourself a disservice when you hold yourself back, because your fear, you being scared, that's holding you back from being better than what you are and being a person that you want to become, right? I'm nowhere near a millionaire. I would love to be a billionaire, trillionaire, but it is what it is. But I'm not afraid, and I was not afraid to get started, right? There's, and don't get me wrong, I may have jumped head first, but there's a pre-head first. I'm like, okay, well, let me see what's going on with this. Okay, at least obviously you want to find out about, like, okay, specifically, what do I do? Like, what's going on with it? What does this mean? Then you're gonna say, oh, okay, I can make some money with it. That's legal. Yeah, let me go ahead and do this. And once you do that, dang, it's over from there. You know what I'm saying? Now you can go to the next level. It's a great thing, man. It really is. Like I said, before I started this YouTube page, I was already, buying stocks and whatnot, doing my research on it. And I wasn't doing extensive research at first, to be honest with you. I was not doing like a lot of extensive research. I just heard about this company. Like we all have, we have products that we use. You may use, or services, you may use Uber, Lyft. We all have cell phones, probably at Apple, or maybe some people may have Samsung. Those are products. Those are services right there. And if I can use Apple as an example, I got the phone, so you hear people, it's Apple, right? You always hear about Apple. So that's one of the first things, like, oh, well, let me try to invest in Apple. But Apple may be great, but did I do the research on it? Which Apple is great. We all know that. You know what I mean? But things like that, we start hearing about companies or products that you already use, you jump in sometimes, like, let me go ahead and buy this, but it didn't necessarily do the research on it. You know what I mean? But hey, it was a head first thing. I did it. Okay, cool. Then once you start doing it, once you start get into that space, now you want to say, okay, well, what do they do? What does this company do? Like, who do they serve? Like, how's their finances and everything? And it's not even hard. As long as you know how to read, listen, and then these days, you also got, ChatGPT or AI, whatever, that can help you along also. And then again, look at other people who's doing what you want to do. If you see someone doing what you want to do, they can tell you, you know what? I can do that too. I can do that as well. And one thing I definitely want to say, right? We all are going to say this. Let's be honest. We're not going to be here on this earth forever, for long. And we all say, again, we have those regrets. Oh, I should have, I could have, I wish I had known. You heard me say earlier, I wish I had known when I was a little bit younger and whatnot. But it don't even matter what age that you are. If you're still alive and you're breathing and you have, and I'm going to say this, you don't necessarily have to have the time. I know people who's in their, 70s. I know people that's in their 70s, 60s, 50s, 40s. That say, you know what, let me go and get started in investing. Yeah, you can probably have a whole lot more the younger you are, or when you get started, but you can still have those same things as well, no matter what age you are. So it's not too late. It's not too late to get started investing. It's not. And don't let that be something that holds you back, because I know that's a main excuse that a lot of people have as well. Or, oh, it's too late for me, other than, well, no one told me about it. Well, I don't have anybody to talk to about it. Shoot, I don't know how to get started. Yes, you do, because I'm telling you. My channel does tell you also how to get started with investing, right? And then we can't use that excuse as well to say that I don't know about it or I didn't know about it, because now you do know about it. The biggest thing that you have to do is do something about it. Like, get out of your own way. And once you get out of your way, a lot of things will open up for you, because you may be missing your blessings right now. And I know you hear this all the time too. At least I've heard it like for years, obviously. What was it? It's not your season, something like that. Like, it's not your season right now, or it is your season. That does happen, right? Again, I've known about stocks, but I guess it wasn't my season at that time. But with that being said, that's not an excuse, because your season really is when you start. And you may should have started 5 years ago, 10 years ago, today. Like, get started today. And that's your season, right? You will get to a point where when you're ready, but when you're ready should not be a year from now, 2 years, 3 years to get started. Again, you can get started today. You can get started tomorrow, but today, right? There's honestly no excuse for it, if I'm being honest, right? And I don't know why I was about to forget this one main thing that people always say. How can I forget that? Because I thought that at one point, when I didn't know anything about it. Well, I don't have enough money to invest into the stock market. Baby, let me tell you something. Yes, you do. You have the money to invest in the stock market. And the reason I say that, oh my God, there's so many stocks available on the stock market exchange, on the exchange, for you to be able to purchase these companies. There's over 5,000 some companies available on the stock market, who, by the way, their shares that they have, you may have some company you can buy a share, one whole share, for $5. Some even way cheaper than that, right? So again, you have the money. Yes, you have to do your research on it, because just because a stock is like $5, it don't necessarily mean that it's a good stock, it's a good company. Or it could be a company that's just starting out, right? You never know. But there are companies where their stock prices at one point may have started at 40 cents or 80 cents, and now these are billion-dollar companies, man. So that excuse right now, and I'm telling you right now, it's not an excuse. You have the money. You're hearing it from me. You have the money. You have the money. You have the money to invest in the stock market, right? You're not here just to work and just to pay bills. You're here to get more money and to be able to go out here and get the financial freedom that you're desiring. It may not come overnight, but it's out there. It's available for you, okay? And I just had to get that off of my chest right there, because a lot of people say that, and it's not a pet peeve of mine, because I get it, because you don't understand it. But when you hear people say stuff, I say you can't unhear it, or you can't unsee it. You can go. There's a platform. It don't really matter which platform. You can go on Yahoo Finance. You can Google a company or whatever. You can go to TradingView. That's one of my websites I love using, and you can see like the prices and the prices of companies right now, or their shares, should I say. And here's a great one. There's a website called finviz.com. It's FINVIZ.com. When you go to that website, you can screen companies, and basically, for as an example, you can break down, like in the search engine, and put hey, I want to see what company that's under $5 are, or companies under 10, 15, whatever the case may be. There's a lot of different, what I'm trying to say, I'm trying to think. Basically, in a nutshell, you can just put it into the system and just say, you know what, or onto the website and say, I only want to look at companies that, you know, that's around this price and whatnot, and it will pop up. So you can narrow, that's what I want to say, you can narrow your search down. You can narrow your search down and find those companies right there. And believe me, they are out there. And the reason I know they're out there because I've invested in some of those companies, right? So again, there's no excuse as to why you cannot invest. Again, you have to get out of your own way. Get out of your own way, get out of your head, and go ahead and make that leap right there. Don't say I don't have the money to do it, because if you have the money to do the other leisure things other than bills, other leisure things in your life, and what do I consider leisure? Well, if you're able to go to a restaurant and in these days with these prices and pay $30, $40, $50 for one meal, that same money right there you could have used to invest in the stock, and the stock right there could have been making you money. Like, I'm just saying, they could have been making you money. The movies that we go to, the extracurricular activities, whatever it is, the outfits we buy, whatever, you can use that money right there to invest into the stock market. So, again, stop being scared. Stop being fearful that you don't know what you're doing. Most people don't know what they're doing. You don't know what you're doing until you get started doing something, right? Right. So with that being said, I hope you got something out of this video. And if you like what you heard, I want you to like the video, subscribe to the video, because we will be doing, or I will be doing, well, we can just join me. We'll be doing research on stocks, because that's what I like doing, and doing other things right there as well. So again, like, subscribe, share the video, and come back again, because I will be uploading. With that being said, I'm out. Bye.